children that were alleged or perpetrated the act, so in our custody, and other courts order. Equally, the progress of our made. So the cause of the alleged child, it was in Delta State, and the aspect of the state government, and the agreement of all the parties, that is, the school authorities as one part, and the state government as second, other state parties, and equally the parents of the accused students, and the parents of the deceased. So they collectively had a meeting with all the groups, and they collectively agreed for a joint post-mortem. So because of that, the government has to sponsor, so the court being brought from Delta State to Lagos State, and all their pathologists participated in the post-mortem witness to make it very objective and clear. The cause has been that has been completed, the cause is told the family that they are burial rights now, and we are waiting the result of that. The investigation continues. So that's I'm going to brief you on this. Thank you very much for the interest in that. So now I think not concerning that the drug issue. So the NDLA is an organization so established purely for that. And we have collaborative activities. I have to tell you, with NDLA, with other agencies now, so move to Mushi, Akala, where the drug cartel there was, equally at Abulega, and recently about 72 hours earlier, so at Alaba. So we have been doing all this in a massive one. I think that because of the specialized area of drug and investigation prosecution, the NLA is handling that. So once we get there, we transfer to them and they do justice to that. But we are still collaborating with them. So now the number of the policemen, the security information, just know that we have adequate policemen to provide security for the state. So now, how many policemen? There are some information that the reason behind their following this or asking for it, they have to take out to security. So that if you are having a exact information or something, meet the police, we give it to you. So you have to release the house security application. Now, so this is the security men that is super police in the daytime and the night time. I want to tell you that our strategy in the night time, once it's 12 midnight, most of the roads are empty. So our patrol vehicles are diverted into residential areas, and that's to allow those that are going to work so to have a spread nights. And that's what the strategy we have adopted. And we have drastic reduction in residential robbery in Lagos State. So we have 10 on the road in the daytime now. So half of that are divided into the nooks and crannies in the night. But because most of us, because of security, we not only sleep in Lagos, we sleep with our high schools and we call it snow. So that is the opportunity that they are patrolling areas. But with their presence are not there now, we study in Lagos State. So we have to call up men, I do more than that during the night time. Because by 12 midnight, most of the roads, especially only on weekends, we know we still have coffee in Lagos State. In Nigeria, we still have coffee from 12 midnight to 4 a.m. because of this COVID. It has not been. So we divert most of our vehicles in the night time now to residential areas so that you can have a deep sleep and now straight out to do your work before you pay your tax. Thank you very much.
Please can we applaud Mr. Hakim? Thank you very much, sir. And I'm sure that we all know that a few questions were asked relating to the state government's efforts. So at this point in time, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a gentleman will indeed do all the answering of questions related in that regard. But before he comes up, I'd like to let you know that what he has done with this administration and indeed his team is give the people affection. Because indeed, people are good, according to Abraham Maslow. But if you give them affection and security, they will give you affection and they will be secure in their feelings and their behavior. This government, this administration led by Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu has in the last 2 years been doing just that. Safety is a collective responsibility. He doesn't leave it in the doorsteps of government alone. So he has this very good machinery of partnering where he individually goes knocking at doorsteps. Now please come together with us and let us join forces. Please, at this point in time, can you welcome with me to the podium a highly security conscious governor that continues to make Lagos peaceful, safe, livable, harmonious, and indeed the center of all that is good. The governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. Please can you applaud him? I cannot hear your applause. Please continue to applaud him. Please continue applauding Mr. Governor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri of Afeni Hamzat, members of the State Executive Council that are here, head of service and other members, thank you very much. Chairman of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, Mr. Kennedy Joseph, and other board members that are here, thank you all very much for your time and your service to our state. The Executive Secretary and Chief Executive of this fund, Dr. Abdulrazak Balogun. Members of the State Advisory Council that are here, His Excellency Prince Biodun Obule, Omoba Mofi Adeto, and Mr. Wale Ejun, thank you very much for coming. The Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG Zone 2, Mr. Adeleke Adeyinka, thank you very much, AIG. We acknowledge, formally we'll greet our brand new AIG court, our Commissioner of Police, CP Akim Udumusu. We also acknowledge other service commanders that are here, Brigadier General NLD Sarazo, Commander 9th Brigade, Commodore Bashir Mohammed, Commander NNS Beecroft, Air Commodore Adino Ademo Agun, Base Commander 651 Ikeja, Director State Security Service, Sheikh Waziri. Thank you all very much. These are men that have contributed immensely into the Lagos State security architecture. I think they deserve a round of applause. Security operatives that are here, the road safety, the Nigerian Immigration Service, Nigerian Correctional Service, LASMA, the Fire Service. Thank you all very much that have continued to support us in security architecture. His Royal Majesty, the Order of Lagos, here ably represented by our white cap chiefs. Thank you all very much again for coming. We acknowledge you. The young people do. Thank you all very much, sir. Kabiyesi Bakabiru Leshegoni, thank you. The Unikate of Ikate Surujiri Obalati Patonda, thank you very much. And of course, the representative of Ojora Land, Leshegoni, thank you all very much. I also want to thank all of our captains of industry that have come here, chief executive of our various other government officials that are here, other very many youth groups and security operatives that are here in private, gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In the course of my address, I will also attempt to answer some of the questions that also have been asked this afternoon. First is to thank God Because last year, when we came at the same gathering, we were forced at that time, because a whole lot of our discussions were on the challenges that were facing the state and the country at that time. We all remember very well that about this time last year, not only were security architecture shaking, we had a global COVID-19 pandemic that was still ravaging the entire world at that time. And indeed, we had a spike that was giving us a whole lot of fatality. But we're thankful that even with that, at that time, and in the course of that year, we had the very unfortunate Hensha's protest, which was just about a month and a half, and all the after months were still with us. A year ago, we had a very expensive gas explosion in Abule Ado, in Lagos West Senatorial District. And these were some of the major discussions at last year's town hall meeting. And of course, these issues still do not define or determine who we are. Lagos also had to contend with all sorts of traditional threats, that's cultism, street gangs, area boys, traffic robbery, some incident of kidnapping, land grabbing, unruly transport operators, a large influx of persons from other parts of the country and other parts of West African country, also fleeing and challenging our security architecture in the states and of course in other parts of the country. And so at this year's town hall meeting, I assured you then that the state, your state, is a state that's driven with a high level of resilience, and is a state that will always bounce back. Our capacity to rise above unprecedented disruption will always be things that will confront us or will surmount them. And so today, 1 year on, we have made good extensively of those promises to emerge from a very difficult time. And I'm pleased to note that the journey of building a greater Lagos, the journey of rebuilding our city, and the journey of a long-lasting restoration is on course. And so as we gather here today, it's a further indication of the pressing needs and all of the deliverables of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund. And so when we listen and we reflect back on the vision of this fund, which is making Lagos the safest, most secure, and most prosperous commercial center in the whole of Africa, we believe that the vision that was set up 14, 15 years ago is still up to us and is still very, very relevant. And we're on track to meet the vision that we have set for ourselves at that time. And this year's theme, which is Reconceptualizing Safety and Security in Lagos State, clearly acknowledges that we're renewing our strategy and we're bringing up new approaches and ensuring that we can continue to achieve our set goals. The state government and the Security Trust Fund, with of course the active participation of the organized private sector, are continuing to intervene very strategically for not only the Nigerian police force alone, but all security architecture that we have in the state. And in the course of the year, the state governments, using the Security Trust Fund, were able to make investment of over 3 billion naira to do different procurements. Almost 200 vehicles were given to them. Over 200 vehicles were given. Armored personnel carriers were procured. Over 1,000 level 4 bulletproof vests were given. Over 1,000 ballistic helmets were given. Over 200 push-to-talk were given. And several other new cellular communication devices were also handed over. water cannons were also given, all within this period. We're indeed happy and privileged